everybody, Trevor here, and today we'll be talking about my top 7 favorite vacation spots. Why a top 7 instead of a top 10? Well, to be fair, I was going to make this a top 10, but I changed it to 7 just to make a reference to the 7 wonders of the world. Now for this list, the only vacation spots I'm listing here are the ones I've visited in the past, whether I've made videos about them or not. And don't worry guys, they won't all be about railroads, I promise. Now with that out of the way, let's begin these trips down memory lane. Coming at number 7 is the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. In my opinion, Walt Disney World is 10 times better than Disneyland because it's much bigger and much more spacious than the original amusement park in Anaheim, California, but that's because it's a resort. Not only do I love the train rides there, but I also enjoy the boat rides and many other attractions. I've already made a video about this, so I'll provide a link in the description below if you want more information on it. Unfortunately, the biggest reason why this is extremely low on the list is because nowadays, it's too expensive to go there. No thanks to Bob Iger and how he's handling the company these days. I've also heard tragic stories about what happened at the Disney parks lately. Again, I've already made a couple rants about this. Links will also be provided in the description below as well, just so I don't sound like a broken record. But still, I had fond memories of going there with my family in the past, but now I'm too scared to go there again because of what's happening to the parks recently, as well as the outrageous prices. Coming at number 6 is Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. I remember going to Halifax the year I graduated from high school, which was in 2010, and the biggest reason I went there with my mom and aunt is because I wanted to see the Theater Tugboat TV models in person. And when I first went to the Maritime Museum of the Atlantic, I didn't realize how big those models were. There were some other attractions in Halifax too, like the Whale Watch ride, which unfortunately at the time, I didn't see any whales pop up. But the Maritime Museum of the Atlantic was the coolest part ever in my humble opinion because I was a big fan of Theater Tugboat as a child. Oh, and how could I forget the Theater Tugboat gift shop, as well as the Theater 2 replica itself. Man, those were fun times. However, I put this as number 6 because I normally don't feel safe whenever I leave the United States. I don't know, I'm just not used to traveling to foreign countries. But thankfully, Canada is safe enough for me to travel to, and they even speak English there. I've also been to Mexico and the Cayman Islands in the past, but Canada's my favorite foreign country I've visited so far. Oh, and here's hoping that I'll visit the United Kingdom someday, but I can't promise that now due to how expensive it is to go there. Number 5 is Branson, Missouri. I've been to this place several times in the past. These places include an aquarium, the Branson Scenic Railway, the Silver Dollar City theme park, and all kinds of hotels and resorts. But I remember this place more fondly for the train rides. In the Branson Scenic Railway, my family and I went there for the Polar Express event during Christmas time, and so far, we've been there only once. And at Silver Dollar City, we went on the narrow gauge steam train ride twice. Each time was with a different steam locomotive pulling the train. In fact, let me show you a couple of clips. Locomotive number 504 coming at the station. Yes, it is. Number 14.
Sometimes after we stop at local business, the policeman ain't shooting, I'll let you know when it's clear. Hold on, hold on. Not yet. Hold on when it's clear. There we go. It's all clear now. Please stand up like we're down. Hopefully next time we drive to Branson, we will go on the Branson City Railway again, but only in the daytime instead of at night. And those are the reasons why this vacation spot deserves the number 5 spot. Number 4. Various zoos I visited. I honestly can't decide which zoos I visited were my favorite. The ones I remember going to were the Como Zoo in Minnesota, the Central County Zoo in Wichita, Kansas,
and even the Tanganyika Wildlife Park in Goddard, Kansas, just to name a few. But the most recent zoo I've ever visited was the one in St. Louis, Missouri, where they have a train ride that can take you around the park in a circle. The train rides aren't the only favorite things about certain zoos. I also like seeing all kinds of animals, including elephants, giraffes, ostriches, snakes, orangutans, etc. So, yeah, those are the reasons why I put many zoos as my number 4 spot. And if you like animals in general, then you should visit your local zoo sometime. Number 3 is SeaWorld in San Diego, California. I remember first coming there back in the late 1990s as a child, and boy was it fun. This is kind of like a zoo, except it's a marine themed amusement park where you can go on wet rides, see aquariums, and even enjoy some live shows about dolphins, seals, killer whales, and other marine life. There was another SeaWorld that I visited once in Orlando, Florida, but it's quite small and dull compared to the one in San Diego, California, which is why I prefer the Californian version more. All in all, even though I don't like getting wet, except when I'm in a swimsuit, I highly recommend you visit this theme park in California more than the one in Florida for these reasons alone. Trust me, you'll have a blast. Number 2 are many places in South Dakota. These include the Wall Drug Store, the Badlands, the Black Hills Central Railroad, the Presidential Wax Museum, and most especially, Mount Rushmore. I remember making a vacation video about my family trip to South Dakota back in 2018, where I took photos and videos about our fun times there. If you want to see some more of that, I'll provide a link in the description below if you're curious. And while I did enjoy seeing Mount Rushmore, the Presidential Wax Museum, the Wall Drug Store, and even the Badlands, my favorite of the bunch will always be the Black Hills Central Railroad, where we took the 1880 train ride pulled by one of the black saddle tank steam locomotives. The funny thing is, this wasn't the first time we went on vacation to South Dakota. The first time was when my sister and I were little, where we visited Mount Rushmore. However, we didn't go on the train ride back then because we didn't realize there was one at the time. It's a good thing we decided to ride it decades later just before we moved away. Before we get to number 1, I just want to give some honorable mentions. Cancun, Mexico. It would have been number 6 because, for one thing, I normally don't speak Spanish as English is my primary language. Secondly, the only reason I went there was to earn a certain Boy Scout badge. Yes, I was a Boy Scout in my teenage years. Disneyland in Anaheim, California. It got easily beaten by Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida for obvious reasons. Travel Town, USA in California. It's just a small train park, and as fun as that place was, it didn't make it because I don't want too many railroads on this list. Strasburg, Pennsylvania. It would have been number 1. Speaking of which, my number 1 choice is Duluth, Minnesota. Man, how I miss the good old days when I used to live in Minnesota. That was the state I grew up in the most, in case you're wondering. Not only did they have the North Shore Scenic Railroad, but we also got to experience the boat rides, the aquarium, and even some cool shops and restaurants there. Not to mention that there was even an elevator bridge that could go up and down to let a ship come through. If you want more information on why I love Minnesota so much, I'll provide a couple more links in the description below as well. Now let me know in the comment section below which vacation spots are your favorite. Do you agree with my list, or have you been to better places? Also, sorry that this video took longer than expected. I just had the usual writer's block, that's all. Now, I don't know what my next top video is going to be about, but since Tomy Thomas Day has come and gone, I thought maybe I should do an updated video on my entire Tomy Trackmaster Thomas collection because I haven't made one in a long time. This is Captain Trevor Davis, signing off.